What is going on, everybody? Static here, bringing you a Dokkan battle video. And yes, as the title suggests, we have beaten the Majin Saga Super Battle Road using a free-to-play team with no items. And hey, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Static, why would you bother? But hey, it's a global Dokkan. We have no content, so you gotta make your own content, right? But yeah, so I just wanted to do it just to highlight some of the really good units that Majin Saga has, and just some really good free-to-play units in general. Obviously, we have the LR Goku and Vegeta right there. That's gonna do most of the work for us, like an absolutely fantastic unit. We have the Super Saiyan Teen Gohan, and then obviously the Hercule and Boo free-to-play. Awesome unit, the Easy A one. Obviously, starting off right there with a super attack to Goku and Vegeta without them raising their defense is not ideal, and then bam, we get another one. And sometimes when you look at these no item runs, especially on the free-to-play team, when it starts off like that, you're like, oh, is this going to be the one? But I normally try to make it out of the first fight. Depending where I am in the first fight, it can get better in the second fight, but you know, obviously I knew about the healing with Goku and Vegeta, so as long as I make it to the fourth turn, no matter how much damage I get, I can heal with them. We got the stun off there with Super Saiyan Teen Gohan, which is awesome. It's a huge hit, and then we also lower the attack here, so that means that Hercule just took triple or double-digit damage there after he raised his defense and lowered the attack of Goku. So that's why he's a fantastic unit. You do see later on in this video, like, he does put in work defensively. Obviously, no attacking, like he's not an offensive unit, but he is such a good defensive unit that he definitely can help you in this team, especially just as a floater. Then we also have the Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. We have the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and then we also have the new Babidi and Dabura card. That is the main reason why I wanted to try this out. I actually have not used this card at all. This is my first real attempt. Well, this attempt took me 3 times. The first 2 times I died after the 4th turn, and this 3rd attempt I actually managed to beat it. So I didn't really get to play around with Babidi and Dabura a lot, but they're a pretty good unit, and that's why I wanted to test them out, because their leader skill is fantastic for free-to-play players. But this rotation is pretty solid as well. Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, we can get this seal off of them, and then it really makes us control the fight from there on out. Once we kind of have the seal and the stuns, there is a lot of units that I could actually put into this team, including like Candy Vegito, and then also like the Gotenks and Ghost card as well. Majin Saga team has some amazing units and amazing free-to-play units, but I didn't want this run to be completely about like just stunning an RNG deck, so I did want to put in some other units in here. So this is why I wanted to put the Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. Obviously they have the great key support and obviously the defense. The Super Saiyan 3 Goku, you know, I think it's a good card. It doesn't really get much of the limelight just because, you know, it's obviously a free-to-play Easy A, so not many people go for it. So I wanted to put him in there. And then obviously as well we have the LR Hercule. Absolutely fantastic unit. This unit puts in a lot of work. When he doesn't have his passive, it's a bit meh, but like when he does have his passive, he is hitting some ridiculous number, and he has some great defense if you can get him to super the first rotation, and then he comes back around onto the next rotation. He is actually sitting up really high, close to 200k. We see a couple of times in this. But yeah, obviously the main thing here is getting the Vegeta and Goku just to do a lot of the work. And then hopefully try to get their transformation into Vegito and get that heal, and then going into the next fight fully healed. That's the ideal. That's what you kind of want to do. You kind of want to get to that stage. This rotation here is this rotation actually worked out pretty well for me in a lot of the stuff. Like this guy, like look at his defense. He's over 100k. I know Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 are giving extra defense, but he's like, with partnered up with these guys, like he's constantly over the 100k, so it's pretty good, and he does some pretty good damage as well. So that's awesome to see. We can see here, I think, what does he might get like 1.5 or something like that. 2 million, that's what it was. So that's a huge attack stat just from like a free-to-play unit, which, like, you know, between him and then the Goku and Vegeta just doing most of my damage, it did help. Like obviously I needed another attacking like offense. I can't just let Vegeta and Goku do all the damage. I might have thought about it a bit better bringing him, because obviously he is int, and then we face, obviously we had the Goku here, which is physical, and then at the very end we have Vegito, which is physical as well, which there's a bit of a squeaky bum time at the very end where I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have brought this unit, but it actually all works out in the end up. There we go there, so we can get the transformation and get Vegito out. It gives us that nice big heal, so it takes us back up to full HP, and then we can start off the next fight with pretty much full HP, as long as, I'm pretty sure I've got the Vegeta sealed here, so he's not going to super attack, which is kind of the whole ideal, is just kind of controlling these kind of fights. Yeah, he's sealed and his attack's lowered, so this is pretty good because obviously the Vegito doesn't have his damage reduction. He still takes like a little bit of damage here, which is kind of like, it is what it is, because he is definitely more of an offensive unit right now. So the 14, yeah, but I'm pretty sure he just finishes him off after this. Yeah, bam. This Goku and Vegeta is 79%. So yeah, and I think he's full like level 10. So obviously that is pretty good. This fight is the tricky one. Obviously having 3 enemies is a bit tough, and then especially when you go into a rotation like this, I thought this was over. They're attacking so many times in the front slot that I just, yeah, I thought like, oh, we're not going to make it out of here. Obviously checking the defense, because having Hercule take the first 2 hits there with type disadvantage, even at 130k, you'd still take a lot, and if that Gohan did super, then it'd be over. Like, we'd be done. There'd be no... well, I don't know if we'd be one-shot KO'd, but it'd be a good possibility that like the rest that hits then from the fight would actually finish us off. So I did take a while to think about this. I eventually did pit Super Saiyan 3 Goku onto the front there, even though he had a little bit less defense, but we only had to worry about 1 attack, which is type disadvantage. So I thought, hey, it's a pretty good opportunity just to kind of pit him up there. Hopefully he doesn't take too much damage. And then I was thinking, I was like, well, do I want to leave Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 on the rotation or float them off, because obviously they are a huge help in terms of the extra defense, but then that's also doing another type disadvantage attack, so I decided to float them off. Decided to give Hercule the big super attack. That way he will raise his attack and defense, so he won't be taking any damage, and then I was hoping he could do additional. I'm pretty sure mine is pretty much all killed out to do additionals. I do show them off at the very end, but I just kind of forgot here. But yeah, that was the kind of goal. But then, like, you know, he's actually not doing too much, like taking too much damage there. Like 15 to 10k off each hit. That's pretty good. That's definitely good. I definitely would take that. And then obviously with the type disadvantage one, you'll take a little bit more here. And then yeah, so get the super attack then with Hercule, which is awesome. And then obviously this is a huge part of the run where we get the nice dodge off the super attack, so you cannot be mad about that. That is awesome when that actually helps. I have definitely noticed, like, especially in the last like year and a half, I definitely put dodge into most of my units now from further on, and it has helped me in harder contents of the game. Like, I would always advocate for it. Like, definitely put dodge in. Giving them that opportunity to do a dodge on the super attack is huge. Even like on a normal attack, like maybe sometimes you might be taking 30 to 40k in a normal attack, and they dodge one of those attacks, that might save you the run. So I would always advocate as putting dodge into a unit. I just think it's a good idea. Gives them the opportunity to do all 3 of the potential systems. And even if it's not like, even if you want to go back in and put like 1 dodge, 2 dodge through a skill orb, like that's absolutely fine. I definitely have done that myself as well. And then some units I've put in multiple dodge. This obviously sucks again, so we're taking another super attack before they have gotten their chance to raise their attack and defense. And yet again, another super attack, but obviously with type advantage there, it doesn't do that much. It's 10k is manageable for us. As well, like, we do want to be taking a bit of damage in this due to the fact that we want to get the transformation on the turn 4, so we want to be below that HP threshold. So it is important to try to kind of weave and duck and like maybe take a bit of damage here and there, but try not to take too much damage. So that was all that was going through my mind, is like, as long as I can get to the 4th stage, then have a bit of damage built up. But then yeah, with the one shot they just did there against the Piccolo, huge. And then obviously with this other super attack, massive. Them guys with the dodge as well, and they lowered the Gotense's attack now for this rotation, which is awesome. Now the problem here is that we don't have the Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, so our defense has dropped massively. Apart from Hercule, which is kind of good, like, because he obviously got the massive raise in the previous super attack. He'll get another one here, which is awesome as well. I did kind of worry about him taking maybe a little bit of damage with the 130k at the front with the type disadvantage, but I had to do it. Like, that Goku now would have taken a lot of extra damage, so I did want to I didn't want to chance it. LR, Bobbity, and Dabura, like I said, this is the first really time playing with them. So I was very kind of wondering, like, I was like, what are they going to do? Like, what's it like? I didn't really know their passive too well. Obviously I knew a bit here and there, but sometimes they get the 12, I'd give them 12 key super, and then they get their 18 and be like, oh, I completely forget about their full passive. There we go. We've seen like Hercule again putting in so much work there with the dodging. He actually didn't take that much damage, so that was great to see. And now what I'm worried about here, see, he's taking 33k and then 17 with the Goten's when the attack is lowered. But the one thing I'm worried about here now is the Dokkan attack. The meter is filling up quite rapidly. Get the stun off there, huge, massive. But yeah, the Dokkan attack, obviously I would love to go into the final stage fighting the physical Vegito and getting the Dokkan attack with Goku and Vegeta. Like that'd just do massive damage to him. It'd make the fight a lot easier to take him down to health straight away. One of them, like, obviously this is the original stage, so he's not as this stage is not as tough as some of the newer category stages, but hey, it's still a pretty tough stage, especially to newer people. And yeah, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to show this team, because a lot of people don't give credit to these free-to-play units, and like a lot of people will just lead them off and will put on another 55% like average unit, whereas like, well, you could 100% this unit and bring them with you and they will do an equally, if not as good as job here. Obviously I had to put Super Saiyan Gohan here in the front slot due to the damage reduction, 50% damage reduction. This dude is like one of the top free-to-play players, units in the game. 50% damage reduction, he has the support buff, and then he also stuns on a super attack. Dokkan don't really need to do much with his Dokkan Awakening, and I hope they don't, because sometimes the Dokkan Awakenings can actually ruin the card, or they just tweak them a little bit where they're not as good as they were anymore. So I hope, like, all they really do for his Dokkan Awakening is give him like 80% attack and defense, and I'd be happy. And then yeah, so we're doing massive damage here. This unit is fantastic. I'm so annoyed that I never got to actually get this unit myself. Unfortunately, I didn't pull him during the World Wildload download celebration. That was a tongue twister. But yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't get him or the Boo tanks. But hey, it is what it is. You can't get them all. So obviously, I didn't. I saved up like 500 Dragon Stones for it, but I didn't want to actually spend anything. I have been free to play in the game for about a year now, but I'm not, like, my account is not free to play. Like, I used to whale out in Dokkan quite a bit, but anything, I think the last time I spent money on the game was the Tadabana banner a year ago, not the one just recently gone, the one that had the Super Saiyan 4 returns on it. So that's the last time I actually spent money in the game, and to be honest, I'm enjoying it. Like, you know, sometimes I don't get the new units, but that's alright. Sometimes I don't even bother summoning on the banners, but I've actually been getting some of the bigger banners I summoned on. I actually been getting really lucky, and I've gotten some of the really good units, so you know, it is what it is. This turn was horrible. Just looking like Hercule never got his full passive, and I was like, no, he should, like, if he didn't get his full passive here, like, I would have went into that next fight with the Dokkan attack. We obviously got the stun there, which is huge, but we didn't even get like a critical on any of the hits, and then I knew like he's not going to finish him off, this Gohan, so we're going to go into the next stage here with the Dokkan attack. But then I obviously looked at my health as well. I was like, well, actually my health's actually pretty damn low. So I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, I'll get the max super attack, the max Dokkan here attack with LR Vegito, and then at least that will heal me completely up going into the next fight. And yeah, like, I'll start off full health in the next fight, so that's not going to be too bad. I did obviously at this stage I was like, it definitely is Vegito, isn't it? It's physical Vegito. But then I started thinking, it was like, is it Kid Boo and Fat Boo? But then I was like, no, it definitely is physical Vegito. Because once I had one enemy, it's fine. Like, unless like he just supers in the wrong space, at the wrong time, at the wrong place at the wrong time, which can't happen. Like, 100% can't happen. Anybody who's kind of done a no item run will definitely know that if the enemy can super, they will. If you're thinking like, will they super here, will they not super here, they're probably going to super here. I've done it before. There's one stage that I'm trying to do free to play in the new Super Battle Roads with no item, and it's beatable. It definitely takes a lot of RNG. I've gotten down to the final stage. I probably have been like 2 turns away from beating it, and I just had to dodge one super attack, one attack, which if it wasn't a super attack, I probably would have won. And it was a super attack, so, and like, it was type disadvantage, and I died. And that's what it is. Now, this is the turn I was really worried about. Went into this turn and it is terrifying. Super Vegito he's just attacking so much. I had to put Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the back there just to kind of get him away from all the attack, because he would have just taken a lot of damage straight off the bat. I was thinking if I put Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 at the front, they'll get the seal off, and then with Hercule, he'll raise his attack and defense massively, but I think it's 50%, so he won't be taking any damage. And that was my kind of whole process on it, like, and then hopefully just, you know, by that stage then, like, get him sealed, get Hercule up there with the high defense, and then just hopefully that Super Saiyan 3 Goku just doesn't take a lot of damage in the back. But then also the attack is lowered as well, which is huge. It's massive there. So obviously Hercule does some great dodges there, but he's just going to take double digits. That also means then, like, when we go to this, he is not taking much damage, so he's taking 10k there now, so that is massive. That's huge. I knew once we made it past this stage, then we're in a good opportunity then to actually just win the match. These guys are going to do some great damage towards them, and then I'll also be lowering the attack with the AGL, Hercule and Buu as well. And obviously Super Saiyan Teen Gohan is not going to take any damage at all. So then, yeah, I started realizing, like, this is it, like, this is good. Once I got that first stage, or the first turn over, and I didn't die, then I'm in real good position here to actually win the fight, which is pretty good. Like, you know, obviously it only took me 3 attempts to do this, so but yeah, like, these are some, like I said before, like, there are some great units that I did leave off this team, but these are some of the units I wanted to showcase because they're great units. Like, that Super Saiyan Gohan, he's only at 55%. Like, that's it. Like, I've got like 2 level 1, I think, additional equips on him, and then even this Hercule, like, I did everything. Like, I got him to SA 15, I easy 8'd him, and then, like, I never put any potential system into him. I just left him there, and I was like, oh, I'll actually try him out and I'll take him with me, which I did. And, like, during this run I was really surprised how good he actually is. So there, now we go into this stage. Hercule's defense, you've seen there, was up 200k, massive, with the defensive support from Saiyaman 1 and 2, so he's not going to be taking any damage at all. That's why I want to put him in the front there, just in case the Super Vegito did super attack us. And look at that attack stat he's doing. Like, he has put in a lot of work. Once he has his full passive, then he's an absolute beast. Like, he's fantastic. He's incredible. But then obviously when he doesn't have his full passive, that's obviously a big hit as well, because he's not as good then. And then, yeah, so now we get the seal on to Super Vegito. So he's sealed. He's not going to super attack us. Absolutely fantastic. These guys as well, like, so these guys I don't even have at SA 20 yet. I've only had them at SA 10, and obviously they're only 55%. All level 1 links across the board. They got the stun off there. They did an additional, like, a level 5 in the potential system from being AGL, and then they get their additional, which then seals as well. Like, fantastic unit, fantastic free-to-play unit. Dokkan has been doing, like, some great jobs with the free-to-play units they have been releasing. And yeah, but, like, one thing I do have to say is, like, obviously this run went so smoothly and so easily due to having LR Vegito on here, LR Goku and Vegeta. Like, that, it has to be said, like, they are a fantastic unit which have done, like, a lot of damage, and are the main anchor of the team. But, you know, like, one team or one unit can't solo it, so, like, it is a collective effort, like, through everybody here. Obviously these guys were doing the main damage, and they were, like, they were good offensively and defensively, but it was an overall collective of the team, which I thought was really good. And yeah, like I said, I wanted to showcase some of these units because some of them just don't get the limelight at all. There's a Super Saiyan Gohan as well, get the stun off. This guy up at a 1.5, super effective against all types. Fantastic, like, absolutely great units. And then we have Hercule's passive here again. I was hoping I could finish it off here, so I went for the full attack on Super Vegito, but at this stage obviously I knew the run was done because he was stunned for this turn, and then he gets into the next stage, and I'm going to put Goku and Vegeta in the first slot, and no matter what, like, Super Vegito wouldn't be able to kill me. Like, once they're in the first slot with the damage reduction, he wouldn't be able to kill me. And even you can see this, like we didn't even, like, because they're only facing one enemy and we can get some of the seals and some of the stuns off, then we're never really falling below that HP threshold to get them transformed into Vegito. With the attack lowering as well, like, facing one enemy is, like, if you can control the fight in the first turn, it's huge, it's massive. So like that's like a really key in these kind of fights. Like, if you can go into one enemy fight and control it straight away, then it's game over, like no matter what. I know like some of them with the 3 and the 4 at the very last stage, and it's just brutal because you just never know what, like they could super attack 3 times in the first slot without you doing anything and you're dead. But here we go, yeah, so we get the KO from these guys. Obviously the MVP of the run, well, them, and obviously I want to say like Hercule, the LR Tech Hercule, and even the AGL did a lot of work as well. So we can't discredit them, and obviously the Super Saiyan Gohan as well, putting in massive work into this run. Obviously, it's not the hardest one to no item, but like, but it's a free-to-play team. Like, you know, that's what you got to think of. Like, thinking back like, to a year's time, I would not have thought this would be possible. Like, not at all, not at all. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to go into the units now and show you some of the units and where they're at. Alright, so looking at the team here, so obviously the LR, Babidi, and Deborah, fantastic free-to-play unit, fantastic leader, literally just pretty much got them, leveled them to SA10 and took them into this, that was it. LR, Hercule, and Boo, fantastic unit, don't have any equips on them. I did level them up a little bit on the link level system, just from, I must have been just grinding stuff. These guys, the only work I put into them was giving them extra dodge, and then a bit of link leveling just through their easy A. These guys, I actually one of the units that I don't have any dodge in, surprisingly enough, and I have them a little bit highly link leveled. This guy is the same thing. I don't have any additional or any equips on him, and just from doing the easy A is the link leveled up for him. And then obviously this guy as well, 55%. I did give him the 2 extra additional equips, and yeah, so that's it for the video, guys. If you did like the video, please like and subscribe, and let me know if there's any more stages that you want me to give a go. I have a couple of them no item that I will upload, but I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.